Hello guys, now I want to tell you about Putri Pandan Berduri. A long time ago, there lived a wise man in Bintan Island. His name is Batin Lagoy. He was the leader of the Sea tribe of Riau Islands. He was always nice to his people and all members of the Sea tribe respected him very much. Batin Lagoy often walked around the village in order to keep an eye on the condition of his people. One day, he went to the store. There were so many pandan soup at the store. He was enjoying the scenery when suddenly he heard a soft voice of a baby crying. He wondered where did the voice came from. He was about to leave the place when he heard the voice for the second time. So he decided to look for the source of the voice. He walked into the shop of the tiny pandanus and he wiped the leaves to the sides. He was so surprised to see a baby girl inside the pandanus shop. Batin Lagoy tried to look around searching for people nearby, but no one was around at that time, and the baby cried even louder. He finally decided to take the baby with him. Surprisingly, the baby stopped crying when Batin Lagoy cried her on his chest. Batin Lagoy decided to raise the baby as his own child, and he named her Putri Pandan Berduri. He told everyone in the village about the baby, and he invited them to his house to express his gratitude. He was so happy with the presence of the baby in his life because he was not lonely anymore as he used to. Time flew so quickly, and Putri Bandan Berduri had grown into a beautiful young lady. Her attitude always pleased anyone who met her. All people in the sea tribe respected her the same way as they respected her father. There were so many young men fell in love with her, but none of young men them was brave enough to propose her. Besides her father hoping that she would be a king or a leader of a region. Meanwhile, far across the ocean there lived King Galang Island. The king had two sons. The name of the first son is Julela, and the name of second son is Janang Prakasa. The relationship between Julela and Janang Prakasa was not as close as when they were kids. Everything changed since their father, the king, designated Julela as his successor to be the next king of Galang Islands. Ever since that day, Julela turned to be arrogant. He also treated Janang Prakasa badly. He often forced Janang Prakasa to follow his order as if uh, he was already crowned as a king. When Janang Prakasa refused to do what he asked him to, Julela would be made and threatened to exile him from the kingdom. Janang Prakasa decided to leave Agalang Islands because he was very disappointed with his brother. Julela he sailed without purpose for days until he arrived at Bintam Island. From the moment he set foot on the islands, he decided to start a new life in that place, so he didn't tell anyone about who he really is. He chose to work as a merchant, so he searched for a place to start his own shop. Janang Prakasa was a very nice person. He adapted so quickly. With his society, the Sea tribe, he treated every customer who came to his small shop nicely. His behavior and the way he talked to every person left people to wonder if he really is an ordinary person, because usually only noble would talk and act the way he did. Soon, he became a topic discussion among the people in Bintang Islands. The story about a young man with a very nice attitude finally he reached Bitan Lagoy. He was so curious to see the young man in person. In order to make it not obvious, Bitan Lagoy decided to hold in a gala dinner and he invited all leading figure in Bintan Islands including Janang Prakasa. On the evening, the guests started to come to his house. Batin Lagoy welcomed all his guests, including Jenang Prakasa. During the dinner, Batin Lagoy kept observing Jenang Prakasa. He was so impressed by Jenang Prakasa's manner at the dinner. An intention suddenly grew at his heart to ask Jenang Prakasa to marry his daughter, Putri Pandan Berduri. When the dinner is over, Batin Lagoy approached Jenang Prakasa and said, "My child, I've heard so many good stories about you." Jenang Prakasa replied it with a big smile on his face. "Tonight, I've proven it myself," said Batin Lagoy when he saw that Jenang Prakasa was smiling. Jenang Prakasa just stayed still because he didn't know what to say. All of a sudden, Batin Lagoy expressed his intention to Jenang Prakasa. He said, "I think I would be really happy if you would like to marry my daughter. What do you think?" Jenang Prakasa was so surprised to hear the proposal. He couldn't believe that the proposal, father of the most beautiful woman in the village, wanted him to be husband of his beautiful daughter. He took about it for some seconds, and then he nodded, showing his confirmation on the proposal. A few days later, they held the wedding party. All people in the village attended the party. The villagers were happy to see their future leader. Not long after that, Batin Lagoy decided to retire, and he appointed Janang Prakasa and Putri Pandan Berduri as the new leader of the Sea tribe. The villagers lived happily under their regime. It was because Jenang Prakasa inherited the leadership from his father. Putri Pandan Berduri gave birth to three children. They named Batin Mantang, Batin Mako, and Kel. An evaluation for this story is patience and hard work are the keys to success, but when it's successful, you should not be hurt. Thank you very much. That's all for my story. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.